Hey boys and girls, it's KnightStalker here. Welcome along today to Warlord Britannia. Check it out. This game has been out and released for, less than 2 weeks. It was released on the 25th of May 2022 by Dark Matter Games. And if you like games like Minecraft and Conqueror's Blade and other such games, this is kind of like a really cute blend, and I'm really enjoying it. So I thought I would make a quick video today where we'll see how quick it is. And I'll show you just a little bit about what this game is about. Let's pop over now and we'll get into where we start the map. Alrighty, so here we are. This is where we first load in, and you always load in the same place. It's not a randomized world or anything like that. And the concept of this game is that you have to do like the Romans do when you're in Rome. So we're in Britain. We're not in Rome, and the idea is that we're going to have to build consecutive marching camps to take and build a legion. Our legion, here we go, these guys here, look at them, and they'll follow us around, similar to Conqueror's Blade, and it's got, you know, a little bit of a sort of crafty building Minecraft feel to it as well. And if we have a look at our map, this is what we're going to do here. So we're going to have to push inland, and we're going to have to move our marching camp with us as we go, just like the legionnaires of old used to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the boys and we're going to go and raid this village, because it's actually a very, very easy village. And beyond that, I think we'll build our camp somewhere up here so that we can attack all of these. These ones here are like little special events that you can get as well, and you'll get notifications of that in the bottom left as they come. So the game, if you hit I and you can go flick through all this is kind of like the tutorial, which doesn't explain an awful lot very well, to be perfectly honest, but it doesn't take long to pick it up. You know, it's like jumping into Minecraft for the first time. You'll pick it up pretty quick. So one thing I like about it is that your movement is not slow. There's no auto travel or fast travel in this game, so everywhere you go you have to march, which is why it becomes quite important to bring your soldiers and your legions with you as you go. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and raid this farm so that we have some daily income. See the report bottom left there, the scouts report crate. It'll be, you know, one of these. You can go and grab them, and you'll get all sorts of goodies for that, sort of money and reputation. And if you kill a whole bunch of nobles, for example, you'll reduce unrest in the region. So we want to go and control this farm first. Now, it doesn't look like you've just seen us. It is possible to sneak up on them, particularly at night. And we'll put them in battle formation, and we'll tell them to get ready. So we don't use too many. We'll just go and we'll put some arrows into people. The arrows are particularly powerful, and you've also got Pilum as well. Whoops. Then we let out our shield. Just like Conqueror's Blade, you can hack and slash and hack and slash. My long sword, boy. Kill them all, boys. There's a very low level infantry at the moment, so they haven't got any decent armor. We haven't got any centurions to boost them. We haven't got any horns or banners. Here we go. And it was a fairly costly victory. Your troops advance by days and in kills, so you don't want to be losing troops. Now we want to loot this because we need some money to upgrade our troops. What if we enslave some of them? That won't give us very much. It's not worth the unrest. But we definitely want to tax them. 90 silver a day versus 45. 45 silver a day is not a lot of money, let me tell you. But we also want to build up some goodwill. So we'll loot them for their audacity in fighting us. And now they are controlled by us. Look at these bodies. You get stuck on them in the battlefield, and when you get big battles, it's kind of hard to move around all the corpses, which is pretty cool. So this village is now ours. They will no longer attack us, and they will pay us a daily tithe. So we want to go up to about here, I'd say, on the road, and we'll build a camp up there. So let's go do that now. So I have found a reasonably flat and reasonably defensible place. We can see people coming for a long way, which is good. And we're also relatively central, so we can go raiding quite easily, which is important because otherwise you're going to be doing a lot of walking. There's no fast travel, remember. And your troops are slower than your individual, what would you call you? Your prefect, I think, something like that. So anyway, we're going to get out our buildy tool by hitting the number 3 key. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put down a banner. And this banner signifies this is where the the legion is going to be located. Put down a couple of resource chests, and what we do now is we'll go into our manage and we'll disband our soldiers. We'll put 5 on guard and we'll put 5 on working. I don't know quite what these barrels do. I've not worked it out yet, but I'll put some down because maybe they're useful. They might be storage, I guess. And we'll get a command rod out. Your command rod can be do things like we're going to mark this tree to be chopped down. These little bushes especially are good to knock down around your camp because it gives you better vision. So I tend to target those first. And while some of our legionnaires guard, some of them will take all their armour and stuff, they'll doff their kit and they'll run off and they will do all of the fun stuff that building a moving camp like the Romans used to do. They would march into the enemy territory and every night they would build a fortress and in the morning they would just leave. Well, if they're continuing to march. And this made sure that their legions were always protected every night. They were a very, very effective warfighting machine. So, now we're going to build some tents, because we need tents. Tents are good. We'll probably start like this, I'd say. Maybe here. I reckon 5 tents and an officer's tent is the recommended amount. It's the game itself recommends that. And an officer's tent. Where can the officer's tent go? Here. And later on, we will need more tents because we will have more legionaries. We can build some palisades and things once we get these up and running. So, let's have a look. I think we'll start just building some walls to keep the restless natives out. They don't have to be particularly straight. I've not yet had the natives get through the walls, but I'm not very far in the game yet either, so that's something to keep in mind. But we just want to create 1 point in, 1 point out, because they will attack your village, your base camp. And the idea is once you have this completed, there's a button that you can press. It is relocate camp, and it will ask you to confirm, and it will refund all of your buildings and all of your boxes and all that sort of stuff, and it will pull up the flag. The only thing it won't take with you is the walls, so you'll have to rebuild the walls once you walk back into hostile territory. So if you like games like The Forest or or Minecraft, it really comes to mind. That's what certainly mostly stands out to me, is you can build these fun little camps in just kind of a cool buildy game with some squad mechanic fightings. So we'll quickly finish this, and then we'll go and we'll do some glorious battle. Well, we'll have to rearm first. Alright, so here we are. We've got the basics built. We've got a couple of torches so we can locate the camp easily at night. Sometimes it can be quite difficult. And we've created 1 way in, 1 way out, and made it kind of narrow. So our soldiers fight much better in formation than they do sort of milling around. And it certainly shows when you're fighting battles. So we can set up a patrol here. So what we're going to do is we get a command stick out again. And what we want to do is we want to place a guard point. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our lads form a guard here. We're going to go into our management, and we have 5 guards already, so they will naturally come and stand at these points now. You could also place patrol points and have whole Roman patrols led often by a centurion or whoever the officer you've got is, and they can patrol around your camp or off into the hills, anything like that. And you can send out all sorts of fun patrols to keep the natives in line, shall we say? I don't know, however you want to put it. So it turns out we haven't got enough storage for more wood, so we'll just quickly do that, because having lots of wood is good, even rhymes. There we are. then our workers will continue to hack and slash at the trees. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, we'll get our command rod, and we'll show you how we're going to upgrade. So this man here, we're going to upgrade him to Sarius and to Optio, and he can't go Centurion yet because they need to be in your army for 2 days to be promoted to Centurion. But we're also going to give him Mail, because he's now slightly tougher. We'll make because you don't want to lose the officers if you can avoid it. So we'll definitely tool him up. This guy here, we're going to make him a Tesarius. We're going to give him plate because the Tesarius is always the first into battle. He's at the very front of the formation. And you can also right click just to upgrade them real quick. If we had 25 gold, these guys would immediately right click to upgrade from scale all the way up to mail. And you can just right click them to put them back. So as you can see, we're now starting to look like a proper Roman legion from the later period rather than from the earlier period of Rome. And the other thing we can do is we can go to our camp and we can more recruits. Why can we get more recruits? We got more recruits because we built some, well, tents for them to live in, and also we have officers, right? Our officers don't count towards our totals. Well, our legionnaire totals. So we now don't need any more workers. I do want to get a little bit more wood first, just because we might need it in a hurry. So we might as well just do that real quick. And then in the morning, or even at night, I haven't decided yet, we will go off and we will happily attack all these villages around. So I'll see you in the morning. Alrighty, welcome to the fine British cold, chilly, rainy morning. It's a thing, I understand. So, right now we're going to tell all of our guards and everyone to become unassigned. Then we're going to assign them to soldiers, and we're going to call them to arms. Right? At this point, they will all come and form up on me. Tell them to hold. And as they come in, we'll just go around, and we've got a little bit of silver because we completed some missions, so we'll give them better armor if we can, especially the guys at the front. Doesn't cost much to upgrade to mail, so I like to do that as a bare minimum because losing soldiers is not good. Not good at all. We're out of money. You've got two types of money. You've got the gold and the silver, or the Latin versions thereof. Silver is used to upgrade troops. Gold is used to buy troops. So, at this point, here is our Tesarius. He's had 1 day in service and 1 kill. We can't do this until he's been up 10. And we can also, over time, we can promote them into the command structure of the Legion, see? These are the commanders. And you end up with all of these legions all around, and you're standing in the middle here. And we're currently only working on building the 1st century, when we're missing some people from it. So as you can imagine, over time, you'll end up standing back, and you'll see, you know, whole legion arrayed ahead of you here. So, one of the things about when you go to the fort and disband, it will give you all of your health back, all of your ammo back for both your bow and your pilum, and also your troops will all be healed, and they will also all have their pilum restored as well, because they will throw their pilum if they're in hold formation and battle formation. So, let's go and we'll take this Waystation, I think. So we'll go out to the road. That should be relatively easy to find. And we'll be there in a minute. Alright, so here we are approaching the village. They haven't seen us yet. I'm just going to turn off this annoying... You can turn off and on where they're trying to stand and things like that, which is more important later when you have more than 1 century. But for now, we're going to go into battle formation with T. And we're going to approach quietly. They haven't seen us in the pre-dawn light. Oh, they've seen us now. Here they come. Now, are they going to come out and engage us? Which would be ideal, because we want to throw them pilums. Oh, it's getting dark again. Alright, and we're going to tell the my boys to hold. And what they'll do is they'll pull out their pilum as somebody comes in range, and they'll kill the front rank, which is fantastic if you ask me. You're very powerful individually, but as you can imagine, as you get more and more people, it's harder to control them and use like the bow, right? You're going to get in battles where there's 100 enemies and you can kill 6 with your bow. Anyway, we want to loot the building because we do need money. What if we enslave them? It's only 60, that's not even that much. So we are going to tax them 30 silver per day. We're going to increase the unrest quite a bit. Here's the unrest meter here, but currently they're at ease. They're not going to rebel against us, so we're okay for now. It would be ideal to go back and rearm. Rearming would be good. What is this? It's a hamlet, so it'll be relatively hard to take. We'll take some casualties if we end up there. Let's go bust this noble gathering. That seems like a good thing to do. We'll be back in a minute when we're approaching the noble gathering. Alright, so here we are. We're ready to break up the noble gathering. We might actually be able to catch the convoy at the same time. So let's see what we do. We'll just go up to the top of the hill here. We'll drag the boys. And we've surprised them. They don't know we're here, you see? They know now. And there's not enough of them, so we'll just charge them. Wahahaha! This guy's armoured, and armoured guys are a pain. Until you can hit them with a pylon. Alrighty, so we've killed all the nobles, and so the unease levels have dropped significantly. It looks like they got away, unfortunately, but we'll take this farm while we're here because we haven't taken any casualties yet. So, let's go. I don't think we used many of our pylum either, and I used one of mine, and the troops should have about half of theirs left, so we won't have to do much. I'd say we'll overrun this farm relatively easily. No casualties. That's good. That's what we want, because we want them to live as long as possible. You see, if you point to them with the stick, we've got days in service and 2 kills, right? And you need 10 days in service for them to become veterans. So they've just seen us coming. You can see they're been disturbed. Say set for battle, and we'll hold here. I've come to negotiate. I don't have to kill you all. There don't seem to be any armoured guys, so I can probably just use my pylum on any old person. And we'll just get in there. Enemies will flee if they start getting horribly massacred. Luckily for us, they are being horribly massacred. Perfect. So we're definitely going to loot them because we need some money. We might enslave some. It's not really worth it, but we will demand silver from them. So now we've got starting to get a reasonable per day income. Alrighty. So boys and girls, that's a brief overview of Warlord Britannia. So, hey, I hope you learned something new, or you just enjoyed the video. This game's only been out a couple of weeks, and it's relatively cheap. I think at 25 New Zealand dollars. Hopefully I can remember to put up an American price as we end up. Thanks for watching, man. Catch you later.